The galactic army descended upon Earth with unwavering confidence, their operation meticulously prepared, each soldier equipped with advanced weaponry, their armor gleaming in the daylight. Their leaders had assured them that Earth was a primitive planet with minimal defenses, barely worth the effort. As they landed, they scanned the area with high-tech sensors, expecting no resistance. Moving in perfect formation through a dense forest, they noted the unfamiliar scents and the unsettling silence. No animal sounds, no movement. The forest felt like an empty battleground to them, their scanners detecting no threats. Despite the absence of any detected life, a strange unease crept over the soldiers, a feeling of being watched. Some glanced sideways, uneasy, until a rustling sound from the trees made a few soldiers pause, weapons ready. Yet they saw nothing, believing the forest offered no real cover. Their senior commander stood at the front, dismissing their nerves, reminding them that this was a routine mission against a supposedly weak enemy. But as they ventured deeper, the eerie silence and the sensation of being watched only intensified. The soldiers moved quietly, their senses heightened, each shadow between the trees seeming to darken. One scout froze, pointing at a nearby bush, but when the others looked, they saw only leaves. The commander scoffed, attributing it to rookie nerves. But the quiet forest was unnerving, the stillness unnatural. To cover more ground, the commander ordered them to spread out, but the silence only deepened. They were all aware that something was off. Suddenly, a faint snap echoed, a twig perhaps, but it froze the soldiers, instincts flaring, eyes scanning. Their scanners, however, continued to show nothing, leaving them confused and on edge. The commander ordered them forward, annoyed by the delay, but he couldn't ignore the mounting tension. Each sound in the forest now seemed amplified, as if the very trees held secrets. As they moved forward, another rustle drew their attention, but still, nothing appeared. Moving cautiously, hearts pounding, they pushed deeper into the unknown, convinced they were alone, yet certain they were being observed. The commander dismissed the fear as irrational, yet even he began to feel it. Then, without warning, a gunshot cracked through the silence. A soldier fell, panic spread, and the troops scrambled for cover, unable to pinpoint the source of the attack. Their scanners remained useless, showing no heat signatures or movement. The commander tried to rally them, ordering a defensive line, but a second shot rang out, felling another soldier. It was as if the forest itself had turned against them. The aliens were skilled in technology, but they faced a foe skilled in patience, precision, and the natural terrain. As their formation broke, fear tightened its grip on the troops. With each fallen comrade, their confidence crumbled. Earth's sniper moved unseen, striking without warning, blending seamlessly into the surroundings. The alien soldiers, who had arrived with such arrogance, were now moving cautiously, their every step haunted by the thought of an unseen attacker. As they attempted to locate the sniper, their sophisticated equipment failed them. Drones scouted in vain, not a trace of the sniper could be detected. Communication between soldiers grew hushed, their movements tense. And their military discipline began to falter under relentless pressure. The forest seemed to close in on them, each shadow a possible threat. The sniper continued, striking deliberately, each shot designed to create fear rather than simply reduce numbers. The galactic army, once a symbol of unity and power, was now fragmented and fearful, each soldier just trying to survive. Eventually, the commander ordered a retreat, realizing their technology and tactics were futile against an enemy who wielded the terrain itself as a weapon. The soldiers fell back, their unity replaced by desperation. They had underestimated Earth, assuming an easy conquest. Instead, they left with a newfound respect, burdened by the shame of defeat, aware that Earth was defended by more than mere weapons. It was protected by an indomitable spirit, silent and unseen. As they retreated, Earth's sniper observed quietly, knowing their message had been delivered. Earth was not theirs to take. As the galactic army retreated, their movements became erratic, shadows lurking at the edges of their vision. The soldiers, who had once marched with discipline, now stumbled through the forest in scattered groups, each glancing over their shoulder, haunted by a presence they couldn't see but knew was there. Earth's sniper watched from the shadows, calm and deliberate, aware that fear was now as much their weapon as any bullet. For the aliens, every sound became a threat, every rustle of leaves a potential strike. Their advanced technology, once their greatest strength, had become a crutch, now rendered useless in the face of Earth's natural camouflage. Earth's defender knew the forest well, the cover, the sounds, the stillness. Each tree and shadow became a tool, every movement calculated. The sniper never rushed, allowing the galactic soldiers to exhaust themselves, worn down by the weight of their own panic. The commander, struggling to maintain control, ordered his troops to regroup, but the soldiers barely heeded his commands. Their confidence was shattered, their morale fractured, each soldier now fixated on survival. The unity they once prided themselves on had splintered, and the forest closed in on them, an indifferent witness to their disarray. The sniper struck again, a precise shot taking down another alien soldier. The remaining troops froze, paralyzed by the realization that no strategy or formation could shield them from this unseen adversary. The commander's voice, which once held authority, now carried a note of desperation as he urged his troops onward, but even he couldn't shake the feeling that their every movement was being tracked. As they neared the edge of the forest, the commander ordered the deployment of camouflage gear, hoping to counter the sniper's advantage. However, the unfamiliar equipment only added to their unease, their movements becoming more hesitant, each step taken with the fear of another silent strike. The commander knew this strategy was flimsy, a desperate attempt to save face in a battle they had clearly lost. The sniper remained one step ahead, anticipating the aliens' every maneuver. Earth's defender had no need to rush the task each shot. Each moment of silence reinforced the aliens' growing dread. The galactic army, once convinced of their superiority, now found themselves utterly outmatched, their own advanced weaponry rendered useless in the face of an opponent who used patience as a weapon. The soldiers finally reached the boundary of the forest, battered but alive, each one scarred by the encounter. As they moved toward their ships, their faces hidden beneath helmets betrayed no emotion, yet their posture spoke of defeat. The forest had claimed its victory, and the galactic army, who had arrived with dreams of conquest, left with only memories of fear and failure. In the shadows, Earth's sniper watched them go, satisfied that the lesson had been delivered. This was not a victory to be celebrated, but a statement made in silence. Earth was defended not by numbers or brute strength, but by resilience, precision, and an unwavering will. The galactic soldiers returned to their ships, humbled, carrying a story they would retell as a cautionary tale, a reminder that Earth's defenders could not be underestimated. The ships lifted off, leaving Earth's sniper alone in the quiet forest. The silence settled back over the land as if nothing had happened, and the forest reclaimed its stillness. Earth's defender remained vigilant, knowing that while the galactic army had retreated, the memory of this encounter would stay with them, a lingering reminder of Earth's unyielding spirit and the strength of those who would protect it, hidden in the shadows, ever watchful. As the galactic ships disappeared into the sky, Earth's sniper lowered their weapon, blending seamlessly back into the natural surroundings. They had fought not for glory or recognition, but for the land they understood and cherished. The forest resumed its quiet rhythm, the trees whispering in the breeze, as if sharing in the victory. But the sniper knew this was only the beginning. News of the galactic army's defeat would spread, and Earth's resilience would not go unnoticed. More invaders might come, perhaps with different strategies, armed with the knowledge that Earth's defenses were not as primitive as they once thought. Earth's defender understood that the real battle lay in staying prepared, constantly vigilant, knowing the forest and the land would always need its protectors. In the days that followed, the sniper moved through the forest, carefully erasing any signs of the skirmish, ensuring that the landscape appeared as undisturbed as before. To anyone else, it would seem as if nothing had happened here. Yet beneath the surface, the forest had changed. It was no longer just a habitat, but a fortress, fortified by those who knew it best. The Galactic Army's command received reports of the defeat with disbelief. Their soldiers had been trained for nearly every scenario, but had crumbled against a single, unseen opponent. Earth's name was marked on their records. No longer a simple conquest, but a mysterious and dangerous place, protected by an unknown force that defied their technology. Among their ranks, stories of the Earth Sniper would circulate, each tale amplifying the mystique of an invisible defender who knew the land so well it became a weapon in their hands. Earth's defender remained ever vigilant, knowing that their presence was the first line of protection. Hidden in the shadows, they became part of the forest itself, a guardian unseen but ever present. They were the memory of resilience, the proof that Earth could defend itself against any who would challenge it. For the galactic soldiers who had survived, the memory of the sniper was etched deeply into their minds. Their technology, their weapons, and even their numbers had been rendered useless against an enemy who needed none of those advantages. Earth's message was clear: it would not be conquered. Those who dared to try would face a battle not of brute force, but of patience, mastery, and an unbreakable connection to the land itself. In the quiet of the forest, Earth's sniper resumed their silent watch, knowing that the shadows would always be there to conceal and protect. They were more than just a soldier, they were Earth's silent sentinel. A reminder to all that this land was defended, not with overwhelming force, but with the steadfast resolve of those who called it home. And so they waited, hidden in plain sight, part of a legacy as old as the forest itself, ready to rise again whenever Earth was threatened. As time passed, Earth's sniper continued to patrol the forest, a silent protector blending into the landscape. The forest became their ally, every tree, shadow, and patch of undergrowth a trusted partner in their vigilant watch. While the Galactic Army's defeat had sent a strong message, Earth's defender knew that peace was fragile. They trained tirelessly, refining their skills, sharpening their awareness, and deepening their bond with the terrain that had become their fortress. The Galactic Army's loss on Earth grew into a tale of whispered rumors, an enigmatic story that spread throughout their ranks and beyond, warning others about a seemingly primitive world with an extraordinary defender. The soldiers who survived recounted their experience with reverence and fear, describing an invisible foe who wielded patience and stealth as deadly weapons, turning even the quiet rustle of leaves into a source of dread. Earth was now seen as a world of quiet, lethal resilience, a place where advanced technology faltered and an unseen opponent could reduce an army to trembling retreat. Back on Earth, the sniper remained hidden in the depths of the forest, ever aware that the Galactic Army or others like them might return, perhaps with more cunning strategies or new allies. The sniper continued to familiarize themselves with every nook and cranny of the land, from its dense undergrowth to its high vantage points. They were part of the land itself, moving with the silent purpose of someone who understood that true strength came from patience and knowledge, not brute force. One evening, under a dim, fading twilight, Earth's sniper sensed a shift in the atmosphere, a subtle change that only someone attuned to the land could detect. They moved cautiously, silently, feeling the air's tension as they noticed faint disturbances in the forest, hints that someone or something had been there. Instincts sharpened, they listened to the forest's whispers, every sound carrying meaning. The forest seemed to warn them, urging vigilance. Their preparations paid off when, one day, they spotted a glint through the trees, a sign of movement, slight but unmistakable. Earth's defender held their position, watching as another force, smaller and more cautious than the Galactic Army, crept into the forest. This new group was disciplined, seemingly more aware of the dangers that lurked in the shadows. They moved with careful, deliberate steps, as if hoping to evade the sniper's attention. But Earth's defender was ready. The years spent in training and preparation had honed their skills to near perfection. Every movement was calculated, every breath steady. They observed the intruders, noting their equipment and movements, discerning patterns and weaknesses. As darkness fell, the forest's shadows deepened, cloaking the sniper in an almost impenetrable veil. They waited, knowing that patience was their greatest advantage. The intruders, though cautious, began to show signs of fatigue and uncertainty, the dense forest disorienting them, the silence amplifying their unease. The sniper took a single shot, precise and calculated, sending one of the intruders to the ground. The rest froze, stunned by the swift, invisible strike. Fear rippled through the group as the sniper repeated the same tactics that had shattered the Galactic Army. Each shot was methodical, each moment of silence between attacks designed to build dread. The intruders began to falter, their formation breaking, their nerves fraying under the relentless psychological assault. They had come to test Earth's defenses, but now found themselves ensnared in a deadly game they hadn't anticipated. As the night wore on, the sniper drove the intruders back, each step a reminder that Earth's defender was not to be trifled with. When dawn finally broke, the few survivors retreated, leaving behind a story that would echo throughout the stars, a story of a planet guarded by a silent, unseen force capable of turning any forest into a fortress. And so Earth's defender remained, a legend in the shadows, an ever-watchful guardian whose patience and resolve stood as Earth's first and last line of defense. They knew that more would come, but they were prepared, trusting in the forest and the land they protected. For as long as there were those who sought to conquer Earth, there would be a figure hidden among the trees, unyielding and resolute, ready to show that some battles could not be won by force alone. As Earth's defenders settled back into the rhythm of the forest, they remained alert, every sense tuned to the slightest change. The legend of the sniper had started to grow beyond Earth's borders, reaching distant worlds and distant leaders. Whispers of Earth's mysterious protector circulated through various galactic factions, some dismissing it as myth, others as exaggerated rumors. Yet, for those who had experienced the sniper's precision and stealth firsthand, the story was a warning, a tale of a planet that seemed primitive, yet housed a defender with unmatched skill and patience. The forest became more than just a battleground for Earth's defender, it was an ever-evolving partner. Every shift in the landscape, every season's change, only deepened the sniper's knowledge and adaptability. As spring gave way to summer, the foliage thickened, providing new cover. When autumn arrived, the falling leaves and bare branches altered visibility, adding layers of complexity to the terrain. The sniper adapted, attuning themselves to every shift, learning to use each seasonal change as an asset. They knew the landscape better than anyone, understanding it as both a shield and a weapon. Then, one quiet night, a new presence emerged on Earth's horizon: unmarked ships, small and agile, slipping through the atmosphere under the cover of darkness. Unlike the Galactic Army's earlier assault, these intruders used stealth, carefully landing at the forest's edge. This force seemed different. They did not march in columns or rely on loud machinery. Instead, they moved with cautious, calculated steps, almost as if they were attempting to study the land and learn from the previous invaders' mistakes. Earth's sniper observed silently, hidden within the dense shadows, reading the new threat. This force was smaller, less imposing, yet shrouded in careful precision. These soldiers set up quiet surveillance equipment, tiny devices hidden among the leaves, aimed at monitoring and mapping the terrain. They didn't storm in with the arrogance of conquerors. They advanced like hunters, trying to understand their quarry before engaging. The sniper recognized their tactics and remained one step ahead. Moving with deliberate care, they observed the intruders, noting their advanced camouflage, their silent gestures, and their disciplined, synchronized movements. This group had come prepared, but Earth's defender was familiar with every trick the forest could offer. They could read the subtle shifts in the intruder's formation, the moments of hesitation that betrayed a hint of uncertainty. As the night deepened, the sniper began their response, calculated and unhurried. With the same patience that had become their signature, they waited until the intruders were at their most vulnerable, when fatigue began to creep in, when the silence had stretched just long enough to breed doubt. Then, with surgical precision, the sniper struck, targeting a single scout on the periphery. The silence was shattered momentarily, and the remaining soldiers froze, instincts kicking in as they tried to locate the source. But Earth's defender had already shifted, disappearing into the dark embrace of the trees. The attackers' calm demeanor began to erode, each member instinctively adjusting their position, tightening their formation, as if seeking reassurance in their proximity. But proximity offered no safety against Earth's sniper. Another shot rang out, and another soldier fell. The team's synchronized movements began to falter, their initial discipline unraveling as each one tried to make sense of an enemy they could neither see nor predict. This time, the sniper varied their tactics, sometimes holding fire for long stretches, letting the silence press down like a weight on the intruders, forcing them to question every shadow, every rustle. At other times, they struck in quick succession, creating the illusion of multiple attackers. The forest itself seemed to conspire with the sniper, each tree and shrub masking their movements, every shadow deepening the attacker's fear. By dawn, the intruders had retreated, leaving behind only fragments of their devices and the marks of their hasty escape. They would return to their superiors with only one truth: Earth was guarded by an invisible, relentless force that mastered the terrain and instilled fear with each silent breath. It was clear that Earth's sniper wasn't simply defending land, they were defending an idea, a message to those who believed Earth was a vulnerable outpost. In the forest, Earth's defender resumed their watch, calm and undeterred. Each attempt to conquer Earth only solidified the sniper's reputation, transforming them from a mere protector into a symbol, a silent warning woven into the very fabric of the land. They knew that others would come, driven by curiosity, pride, or the lure of conquest. But each would learn, as those before had learned, that Earth was not simply a prize to be taken. It was a home fiercely protected, its defenders as resilient as the ancient trees and as constant as the seasons. And so the sniper waited, a patient guardian hidden within the shadows of the forest, knowing that as long as there were those who dared to trespass, there would be someone ready to meet them, unseen, unyielding, and ever watchful. Earth, with its quiet yet powerful defender, was more than prepared. It was, in every sense, unconquerable. As Earth's defender watched over the forest, seasons passed and a stillness settled into the land. Though no new intruders appeared, the sniper never relaxed their vigilance. The legend of Earth's silent protector had spread farther than they realized, echoing through the ranks of galactic war councils and whispered in the halls of distant starships. Many now thought twice before considering Earth as a target. For those who had faced the sniper firsthand, the memory was a haunting reminder, a lone figure hidden in the shadows, wielding patience and precision as weapons more potent than any technology. One late autumn evening, under a sky heavy with clouds, a faint hum resonated through the forest. Earth's defender, keenly attuned to any disturbance, recognized the sound instantly. Another arrival. However, this time there was a subtle difference. Unlike previous attempts, which had been direct, almost brutish in their approach, this new arrival was cloaked, almost respectful. The ships touched down quietly, their lights dimmed, and the soldiers who emerged moved with a practiced silence. These were not invaders, but scouts sent to study, to learn. Earth's defender recognized the change in strategy. These scouts, smaller in number and carrying minimal gear, moved with caution, positioning themselves at a safe distance from the forest. It was clear they had come prepared, aware of the reputation of the silent sniper. They set up observation posts on the forest's edge, watching the shadows with wary eyes. But Earth's defender was a master of the terrain, and the unknown. They understood that patience was their greatest ally. They waited, blending into the darkness, noting every detail of the scouts' equipment, every pattern in their movements. For days the scouts watched, hoping to catch a glimpse of Earth's elusive protector. But the forest remained silent, unyielding, as if guarding its secrets. Earth's sniper stayed hidden, moving as part of the landscape itself, observing the scouts' every action, every adjustment in their stance, every flicker of unease that crossed their faces. The sniper knew that fear could grow quietly, like roots spreading unseen beneath the surface. The scouts were patient, but Earth's defender was patience incarnate, willing to wait as long as necessary. Then, one night, the scouts made their first misstep. A small, hurried movement, a scout breaking formation briefly, was all it took. Earth's defender struck with absolute precision, a single, silent shot that sent the scout to the ground without a sound. The others froze, tension rippling through their ranks, and in that instant, they understood the depth of their miscalculation. Earth's defender was not an enemy they could simply observe or predict. The scouts regrouped, their fear palpable in the way they huddled closer, their eyes wide as they scanned the darkness. They'd hoped to understand this invisible foe, but instead, they became the hunted. The sniper resumed their watch, calculating each strike, alternating between long stretches of silence and sudden, precise shots that dismantled the scouts' confidence bit by bit. Earth's defender was in no hurry. They knew that fear would grow over time, each moment of quiet amplifying the scouts' anxiety. After several harrowing nights, the scouts retreated. The sniper allowed them to go, knowing the story would spread even further, adding yet another layer to the legend. This was no longer a tale of brute combat. It was a story of resilience, of a land defended by one who wielded silence like a blade. Earth was not merely protected by weapons or fortifications, it was guarded by a presence that was as much a part of the forest as the trees themselves. As the scouts disappeared beyond the forest's edge, Earth's defender resumed their silent vigil. They knew more attempts would follow, each one more cautious, each invader more determined to find a weakness. But the defender felt no fear, only a resolute calm. They were bound to the forest, to the quiet strength of the land itself, and they understood that they were more than a soldier. They were a guardian, a sentinel whose very presence was a message to the universe. Earth was no longer an easy target. It was a place where patience, skill, and unity with the land could overcome even the mightiest threats. With the scouts gone, the forest returned to its tranquil state, leaves rustling softly in the night wind. Earth's sniper remained, an indomitable figure hidden within the landscape, ready for whatever might come next. In time, they would face more invaders, perhaps more advanced or more cunning, but they would face them with the same steadfast resolve. For Earth's defender, the forest was more than a battleground, it was a home, and they would protect it with an unwavering spirit as old as the land itself. And as long as they stood watch, the legend of Earth's silent protector would only grow, a testament to the power of patience, resilience, and a bond with the earth that could not be broken. In the quiet aftermath of the scouts' retreat, Earth's sniper continued their solitary patrol, feeling the weight of purpose that extended beyond mere defense. Each encounter reinforced their commitment to guarding Earth from forces that saw the planet as an easy conquest unaware of the guardian hidden within its wilderness. Seasons passed, each one honing the sniper's skills further, making them as much a part of the forest as the ancient trees, the winding roots, and the shadows that shifted with the sun. Word of Earth's uncanny defender rippled through the galaxies, inspiring both fear and fascination. Tales of the sniper's precision and invisibility became legendary, woven into cautionary tales told by survivors, each story growing in awe and mystery. They spoke of a world protected not by large armies or advanced weaponry, but by a single, unseen figure who moved as one with the land, turning the simplest of surroundings into an impenetrable fortress. As Earth's reputation grew, a coalition of alien factions convened, determined to analyze the threat. Convinced that Earth's defender was simply a skillful but lone adversary, they believed a combined force would overcome this elusive protector. They prepared a specialized squad, elite operatives trained to read terrain, to spot the faintest signs of movement, equipped with stealth technology designed to counter Earth's guerrilla tactics. Their mission was not only to conquer Earth but to capture this sniper, to understand and, if possible, replicate the skill that had eluded the galaxy's finest. One evening, as twilight faded into night, these elite soldiers touched down at the edge of the forest, their landing silent, cloaked under advanced stealth systems. This team was different from the previous invaders. They moved with deliberate, precise steps, their senses alert, their movements synchronized. Their armor was camouflaged to blend into the foliage, and their masks were fitted with vision-enhancing lenses designed to penetrate shadows. Earth's defender watched from deep within the trees, noting the difference in this group's approach. They were disciplined, wary, and aware of the sniper's reputation. But Earth's defender was undeterred. They had spent years studying the forest's patterns, moving in harmony with the land, mastering every nuance of shadow and silence. The forest was not merely a hiding place, it was an extension of themselves, a living partner in their endless vigilance. The elite soldiers advanced carefully, deploying small, silent drones that scanned the forest in concentric patterns. The drones emitted faint pulses, mapping heat signatures and movement with meticulous precision. But Earth's sniper understood the power of patience. Remaining completely still, they let the forest shield them, trusting that every branch and leaf would mask their presence. The first night passed in tense silence. The elite soldiers probed deeper into the forest, leaving markers to track their path, convinced that persistence would eventually reveal their quarry. But the sniper watched their every move, memorizing their patterns, noting the small flaws in their formation, the brief moments when even the most disciplined soldiers let their guard drop. On the second night, Earth's defender made their first move. In a swift, calculated strike, they targeted the soldier furthest from the group, a scout who had lagged behind. The silent shot was precise, deadly, leaving no trace but an eerie stillness. The remaining soldiers froze, quickly adjusting their formation, their senses heightened, every shadow now a potential threat. The tension mounted, and Earth's sniper allowed it to fester, holding back, letting the silence grow heavy, amplifying their fear. As the soldiers attempted to press on, the sniper shifted position, always staying one step ahead, as if anticipating every move. The elite squad began to falter, their formation tightening as they huddled closer. Their voices a quiet murmur over comms, their calm demeanor slipping. Earth's defender struck again, choosing their next target with the same methodical precision. Another silent takedown that seemed to come from nowhere. The squad's unity began to fray, the realization sinking in that they were not merely outmatched, they were entirely out of their element. The forest seemed to conspire with the sniper, every rustling leaf and snapping twig heightening the soldiers' unease. Shadows deepened, and the elite squad's advanced equipment offered no comfort, their stealth technology rendered useless by an opponent who didn't need any. Earth's defender used the forest's natural rhythms, moving like a phantom, every movement measured, every shot calculated to instill doubt and fear. By the fourth night, the once cohesive squad had broken down into individuals, their careful formation shattered. The forest had become a maze of shadows and unseen threats, and Earth's sniper had become its ghostly overseer, orchestrating their retreat with quiet, relentless precision. The squad attempted to regroup, but with each step, they felt the weight of their isolation, the inescapable truth that they were being hunted. One by one, the squad members fell, each strike a lesson in patience and the power of silence. By the time dawn broke, only a few soldiers remained, frantically calling for extraction. Their mission had failed spectacularly. They had entered Earth's domain with the utmost preparation, yet left with nothing but fear and losses. As their ship took them away from Earth, They bore the scars of their encounter, a chilling reminder of an enemy who defied every expectation. Back on Earth, the sniper returned to their hidden life within the forest. They knew the galaxy's attention would shift to other pursuits, but Earth's reputation as an untamable, resilient world would endure. The sniper had become a symbol, a living testament to Earth's strength, a silent promise that those who sought to conquer would find only an invisible, unyielding foe awaiting them. And so, Earth's defender waited, ever watchful. For as long as there were those who would attempt to invade, the sniper would stand guard, a constant shadow among the trees, a guardian of a world that had long since ceased to be seen as vulnerable. Earth was no longer a conquest, it was a legend. And the sniper was its silent, eternal sentinel,